Hello, this is Knitting in My Closet, and I'm Raven, and it's absolutely freezing in here. I was going to bring my bathrobe and I forgot. So I'm going to give you an update of what has occurred since last time, and there's been some changes, and well, let's just get on with it. Okay, so first, I got sworn in with the Oregon State Bar, and okay, I'm gonna have to go get it. No, then I'll have to edit this video. I don't want to edit. Do I have a sweatshirt? Oh, I do have a sweatshirt in here. I have several of them. Okay, so pardon me. It's a good thing I still didn't hang those up from last week, because, you know, the closet doesn't actually look much different. The only thing that I did do was take out my sewing machine. Excuse me, pardon me. Okay. Holy crap, it is freezing in here. I'm in menopause, and so I have to sleep with a fan on, for a couple of reasons. One is because of the menopause and I get so blasted hot at night. And the other is because I used to live in an extremely noisy household. I grew up with 8 siblings, and you know, of various ages, and all of them were younger than me. And it was wait, didn't I bring my coffee? Oh my God. Hold that thought. I'm not going to turn it off. Okay, pardon the close-up of my jammies. I didn't want to change it to real close because it's too cold in here. Okay, anyway, I grew up in a really noisy household, and I figured out that if I listened to white noise, then I could go to sleep. And so, unfortunately, now it's been so long that it's a habit, and I actually can't sleep if there's no white noise. So even when I'm traveling, I have to have a white noise machine with me, and so yeah. So it gets really, really cold in here. Now, the lowest the air conditioner will go is 62 degrees. But I woke up this morning and it was 58. And, I mean, it still registers the correct temperature. It's just that it won't bring it down to that. But since I only had it on the fan, then it's just having a fan on. And so it's freezing in here. I have the fireplace going. We have an electric fireplace out in the living room, and it's freezing out there too, and so the cats are very cold. So yeah, so I have that, and it's really I'm sorry, one more time, it's freezing in here. So I have my orange cup for Halloween, and I'm drinking, I ran out of my my chai coffee. I had some chai caramel flavored coffee, and I ran out of it. So I think right now what I'm drinking is Tanzania pea berry, which is my husband's, and he makes it so that it, honestly, it was so strong the other day when I used some, you can hear my cats trying to get in, when I tried to make some used his the other day, that it was a pot that he had already made, and I just wanted coffee fast, so I made a cup, and honestly, it tasted like insecticide. It was so strong and so awful. So anyway, so I got a little of a I know it's been, I think this is like 10 or 11 days since the last time, but I had many things going. So as I said, I got sworn in last week, and I got my bar number, so I'm, you know, a real lawyer. I don't feel any different. I still feel like dopey old me. And what else? My husband got some pictures of me being sworn in, but they're very dark, and it's just from the side, me going like this, you know, so It's not that interesting. I'll try and insert a photo if I can. And, but I'm not very sophisticated. Well, that would require me editing this video, and I don't know if I want to do that. And, so I don't know. I'll see how I feel when I get done with this, especially since it takes so freaking long to upload these videos. So last week we talked about things I wanted to do. And as I said, the only thing I've done in the closet itself is I've taken out the sewing machine. I have to take some garbage down, so maybe I'll take that light box out. What else? Have I done anything else in here? No, I still even have my bar exam flashcards in here. I never have to take the bar exam again. You have no idea how exciting that is. And that it keeps popping up in my mind, you know, like I'll be doing something and then, oh my God, I never have to take the bar exam again. Yes. So I'll try to contain my excitement about that. Now, last week I got... Okay, so on my Ravelry page, if you go to Follows My Favorite, we had a contest last week. I'm doing some October mystery flash cals, so you have a week to finish the knit along or make along or whatever, and then you post a picture of everyone that you made for that particular make along, and then at the end of the week I give you a prize, if you know, by a random drawing. So for this last one, for the first one of the month, I wanted people to make a project bag, and unfortunately only one person entered, and so she posted a picture of her I had everybody make a project bag, and she crocheted one. I think it's crochet, and it's self-striping, and it has a nice flat bottom. It's round. It's, you know, like a cylinder. It's like a cylinder, and it was great. It had handles and everything, and she won the contest, and so she will be getting one of the project bags that I made, and this is a small one. This is, you know, for socks or a hat or something like that, where you aren't going to have tons and tons of yarn. It's not sweater sized. I made two others. One is exactly the same as the gift, and then another one which has this little black cat on it, which is some new fabric that I bought. And then I also made a slightly larger one, and this one is holding it's holding a project I haven't talked to you about yet, so I'll come back to that one. But I think it's just adorable. I mean, look at these teenagers. They're hilarious. So we'll see what kind of fabric is left after Halloween at Joann's, and I might buy some. But, well, I can't say that. I'll come back to that later. Anyway, so then what else? I didn't get, there's no progress on the, what's it called? Toffee. The toffee sweater. I haven't done anything because I had to clean up my desk and stop it. Sorry, the door is like 3 feet to that side, and I think it's probably Toulouse that's scratching on the door he wants in. One of the cats knows how to open the door, so we had to start locking it when we come in here because he's a big shit and he can get in. He's super, super smart. Anyway, I had to clean off my desk, and I set up the sewing machine. So, and then I did the sewing of these bags. I also cut out an additional 5. I ran out of the interfacing that I use. This isn't it. This is the squish, I call it the wiggly kind, the stuff that isn't very sturdy. Oops. But this stuff has, you can hear it crackle. This is more stiff, and I ran out, so I had to go and get some more. And so I'll probably sew those up today or this afternoon. And then I'm also making a couple of knitting. I didn't bring the pictures. I'm a terrible YouTuber. I didn't bring I'm going to be making some knitting needle rolls. One is going to be just for DPNs, and the other one is going to be for the regular needles. And I'll use whatever fabric was left over from these. Some of the pieces I still have quite a lot of, so none of the ones that are sitting there, but so I'll do that. And then so I got 4 finished. And what else did I work? I didn't work on the current shawl either. I might have done 1 row, but oh no, I didn't work on it, so I'm being pretty lame. But I did. If you know Bev over at Boo Knits, she makes the most marvelous beaded shawls, and I joined the Mystery Cal for October, and I started knitting this. Oops, I've got it backwards. This. So, yeah, the problem is that this first section is supposed to be in garter stitch, and I misread the pattern. And the thing is, though, that I don't like garter stitch. It makes the, oh shit, I just dropped a stitch. Oh, pardon my language. Okay, so it makes this weird, like, lines, like stripes, where 2 rows are pinched together. You know, that's how garter stitch comes out together, how it comes out, and I don't really like it. So I might, some people, I asked for advice on the Boo Knits Ravelry group, and some said, well, if you like it, don't do anything to it. And some said, you know, take it out, it'll destroy the design. And I think that I'm just going to keep it, because I actually rather like stockinette over the garter stitch. And the second problem is that you can barely see the beads, which is okay with me, because in this garter, I mean, in the stockinette area, it you know, it's annoying because you can't really see them. But when it's in the lace area that's coming up, you know, it's obvious because of the spaces in between, because it's all lace, and so you can see the beads. And I don't think this will be a problem. I also, you know, I've just totally messed this up. The first row of beads, I think it was the first row, maybe it was the second row, I missed 2 in the center. So it's gonna be, you know, nobody will see it. I'm not that worried about it. Granted, it's not perfect, but I actually like it. I like the way it's coming out. So I'm just gonna keep it. Anyway, I have it in my bag, and I have my beads, which look very, very gray right there. And this is the yarn. Where did I get this? I bought this from somebody's stash on Ravelry, and unfortunately when I wound it into balls, I threw away the label, and so I don't know what it is. It's lace weight, and it's blue and purple and gray, and it's really pretty, and it was hand-dyed, and I really love it. I just don't remember what it is. I am, once again, a bad YouTuber. Then, is that all? I think that's all the updates I have as far as, oh no, I have one more. Did I bring it? Yes. Okay. So one of the other things that I do, which I haven't done in ages, is, crap, I'm going to have to edit this because I need to put in a picture, because I didn't actually print the picture. I only printed the pattern. I also cross stitch, and I've been doing that since I was a little kid. So, I am doing a Halloween cross stitch, which as it's taking for freaking ever. So I doubt it'll be done before Halloween. I'm hoping so because it's not full coverage. But I will insert a picture here. I'm not sure how it works. One side or the other, there'll be a picture. And this is how far I've gotten. What it's going to be is a horse with a pumpkin head and a rider with a pumpkin head. And it's really cool looking. But this is the horse's neck and upper body. So, yeah, it looks weird right now. It's not much of anything. But this has taken me very long. And that's because as an old person, my eyesight is failing. Hence the glasses. Now, I am nearsighted, but also I need a magnifying light in order to see it well when I'm doing things like this, because I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to, but I can't. Like, the stitches in the middle is where I started, and they're really uneven. Out here, they're perfect because I was looking through a microscope lamp that my husband uses for fly fishing. He makes his own flies, and he let me use it. So they're a little better. I used those yesterday. So I'm going to make this. Now, the big announcement for this episode is, oh, and by the way, this is episode 2. I realized, okay, I told you before that I have, behind this camera here, I have 3 boxes, and then I have a box that's piece of exercise equipment. And I can't put it in storage because there's no room in the storage unit anymore. I have got to start getting rid of some of this stuff. You know, I need to pare down, knit up, make up, whatever. I've got to start doing something about all of this stuff so that I can actually have some space. And then in the other side of the hall, on the other side of the door, there were, I don't know, 5 boxes and 6 bags, I think. I'm not really sure. Anyway, so I brought, no, that has to be wrong, because the cats were tearing it apart, and they actually ripped something that I was partially knitting. I actually don't remember what it is. I think it's a sweater. It's really huge. So I'm going to have to figure out what in the heck I was making. I hope the pattern is with it. But anyway, we have one cat who, he's amazing. He can go up to your yarn, take one bite, and it just pops apart. The others have to chew and chew and chew and chew and chew, but it never comes apart. But him, one bite, and it's, so I'm sure he did it. And so it's, I brought those in here. So now I've got 8 boxes in here and 1 bag. And so it's gotten out of control. So here is my new vow to myself. I am going to, and the reason I'm announcing it to everybody on YouTube is because hopefully I will stay accountable. I don't know. Anyway, so I am not going to buy any fabric or yarn or anything else until next summer. That's so June. From now until June, I'm not going to buy anything. There's a couple of caveats. One is if it's a gift for somebody else. We do a big Advent thing here, and for me and my husband, we both grew up. Well, no, he grew up in a really great family. I grew up in a very big family, and also my birthday is a week from Christmas. So a lot of times my gifts were combined, and a lot of times because we were such a huge family, relatives would give us a family gift that was usually a game that parts got lost in a couple of weeks. And then when once I became a young teenager, I gave up Christmas gifts a lot because I wanted to make sure that my siblings had enough. We were extremely poor, and I wanted to make sure that they had a happy Christmas. And so I would just pass on them. And mostly that was okay. And I mean, a couple of times it would have been nice if I had had something I really wanted. And sometimes my mom made me stuff when I was a lot younger. Once I learned to sew, I started making my own stuff, so that wasn't a thing. But after I got to be about 20 or so, I didn't really get gifts from anybody. I was married to someone else at the time, and once he ordered himself a battery charger, and it came in the mail a couple days before Christmas. He hadn't gotten me anything, so he gave me that. Not that I needed to charge batteries or had any batteries to charge. And then, of course, he used it. And then I went through sections where I've been on my own and, haven't been in touch with the family much or anything like that. And so, I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself or anything, but it's because of this, lack of having stuff that my husband and I right now, the reason that he was like that is because he went through a really, really horrible divorce. And, because of that, he was absolutely stone broke and living on his boat. And, so he had to go basically with almost nothing. And because of it, he even had to cut down tremendously on food. And he lost like 150 pounds because of it. And so we have both spent time where we've had like almost nothing, and then I had an ex-husband steal all my things when we got divorced, and so like I literally had nothing. I had clothes that I was wearing, I had some clothes that I had left at my mom's house, and I had my car, and that was it. And so because of that, we both have this psychological problem right now where we have a lot of stuff. And it dawned on me the other day that it's gotten to the point where I don't need all this stuff. And so we do a big Advent where we give each other Advent gifts. And in place of doing, 24 little gifts or 25 little gifts this year, he really wants a good fishing rod. So we're going to get him that. And then I don't know. The thing is, he insists on buying me something, and I really don't need anything. So the one thing I do need is a treadmill, and we don't have money for that, so it's okay. But we're going to, I don't know, there will be some gifts for that. And then, of course, I'm giving gifts to my aunt and my cousins and my uncle, and so anytime we're giving gifts, I can spend money on that. I'm also doing some swaps on Ravelry, some in my own group and then some in some other groups. And so I'll spend money on that. And then we get down to what's in the stash and the hoarding. Well, I'm not like a hoarder, like TV kind of hoarding where it's really gross. Although this is messy. It's not disgusting. There's no food or insects or rodents or anything gross like that. It's just this lot of fabric and stuff. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Oh. Let's bring that out. Okay, I bought this fabric on purpose for a specific project. Because I think, even though I do not drink hard alcohol, I think I have an allergy. It makes me very sick. And I I get really congested, and it's a little bit hard to breathe, and my face gets so red immediately, like on one sip. And then I get so hot, and I feel like I'm going to die. So, the last time I had any was I had a margarita in New York about 10 years ago, and we were in a restaurant, and I had to go outside. My mom had come out for Christmas, and it was freezing and it was snowing, and I went outside because I was so hot. And then the waiter was hilarious. I was so overheated and I felt so awful that he brought me a towel filled with ice and I put it on my head. And I sat there the rest of the night until it started melting and going down the back of the neck. Then that's when I took it off. Anyway, I bought this fabric because I thought it was beautiful, even though I don't drink. I just love the colors, and the drawings are really, really cool. I was going to make a needle roll, knitting needle roll out of this. And I just now saw it in my one of the stacks that's exposed of the fabric. So I'm going to put that right here so that I can make it this week. Okay, I'm super excited now. And so when going through the stash and going through all of the things, like I'm just choosing yarn or fabric or whatever's the next thing that is in the top of the box. And I'm allowed to buy something if I'm missing something to make the project. I'm sorry, I have to change position. I have something, I got injured at Amazon. I have something wrong with my hip. And so if I sit in the same position for too long, it starts to hurt. Anyway, so like I have everything to make that because I was going to use black on the inside, and I just bought some black for a different project day before yesterday. So I will have enough left over where I can make the needle roll, and I got some bias binding. Hopefully I have enough. If not, then I will get some on Friday. And so I know what I have. Like, I've gone through and I've given away a lot of stuff, but none of it is the stuff that I would need. And as I go through those boxes, if I might have said this last time, if there's something that I look at and I know I don't want it, I will pass it on to charity or a women's shelter or a knitting group or something like that, quilting groups, whatever's in the area. Oops, sorry about that. I just kicked it. And because I know somewhere in one of these boxes, I have no idea which one, I started accumulating makeup and then realized that I'm deathly allergic. And I might have said this last time. I'm just like allergic to almost all makeup, which is why you will never see me wearing it. I can do eyebrow pencil and no, even mascara. Everything just makes me break out, and I get really itchy, and my eyes burn like crazy. And so, yeah, I won't be doing makeup. But there's a whole box full of the stuff that I had accumulated. Most of it is not even used. So I will take that to the women's shelter downtown Portland, and hopefully they can use it for like women who are looking for jobs or whatever. And so that'll be a whole box that I'll get rid of. But I will let you know how much I've gotten rid of and how much I've done throughout the week. And this week obviously was not that productive. I knew that there was another rule. When I'm doing cross stitch, the rule for cross stitch, unfortunately, I simply cannot find. I have 5 or 6 boxes of those, those little boxes that have all the slots in them, and then you put your embroidery floss in. I have like 6, and I have like every color. So, except for anything that's come out in the last 15 years. The problem is I have no idea where they are. And so until I find them, I'm going to have to buy floss whenever I need it. But here's the rule. I have to be a monogamous cross stitcher. So I will only work on one, and then when I get it done, I can buy the stuff for the next one. But I can't just keep accumulating them. I know some of these people on FlossTube are amazing. They'll have like 20 going at the same time, and they just keep getting all these patterns, and they're beautiful, and I look at them and I think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to do that? But no, I am not going to put anything else in my queue. The way I've been doing my queue for cross stitching is that I hoard patterns in my Etsy shopping cart. And periodically I go look at them. And so I know what I want to do next. The next one will be a sort of Christmassy one. It's more winter than Christmas, but so I'm going to finish this, even if it's past Halloween, and then I will, fully finish it for next year. But if I can get it done before Halloween, I'm going to fully finish it. And so I think that's all the rules. No buying and hoarding stuff, even if it's on sale, which is my downfall. Like I went the other day, I had to buy the black fabric, and I needed a small piece of red fabric so that I could finish these, the ones that I had cut out. And I really wanted another one that had cats on it. It was really cute, but I didn't buy it. I was good. And yeah, so that's that. I did get further on my husband's slippers. Did I even start that one last time? I don't remember if I did or not, but it's actually looking like a slipper. I didn't bring it in here, so I can't show you. And I don't want to squeeze by again so that you're looking at my jammies. Yeah. It's so cold in here that my coffee is already cold. Okay. So for the next video, I'm going to have some more project bags, and hopefully the needle cases and maybe some stitch markers. I also have a lot of beading things, so I'm going to make some little beaded stitch markers, and I will give you the update on what's going on. And I'm sorry the lighting in here is terrible, but I am, in fact, in my closet. Yeah, so it's probably not going to get better unless I move out to the desk, and nah, why do that? So, I hope you're having a fantastic making month, and I hope you're celebrating October and Halloween and all the fun things that happen in fall. And, oh, yeah. I also, I love to bake. And so I'm doing a lot of baking lately too. I almost forgot to tell you. I made this week, I made some Raisin Bran muffins, and I made a Black Forest cake, which was a request of my husband's. I used someone else's recipe, and because, as I said, I can't find anything in here, so I don't know where mine is, but I used one from a really good cookbook, and the cake itself was fabulous. It came out so good. It was so beautiful, but their buttercream recipe was so weird, and I'd never made it that way before, and it came out the consistency of snot. It was super gross, and it was pale pink. So it was pink snot, and it tasted really good, but there's no way it would stay on the cake. So I mixed in the cherries, and I gave it a layer, but it didn't. It kind of oozed out, and then I had thought that it would be better and faster to use a canned frosting. My husband gets really impatient when there's baking stuff, so I was just going to put on some canned frosting, and the frosting was disgusting. It wasn't just that it was so mega sweet that you wanted to gag, but also there was something wrong with it. It was crunchy. So one of two things happened. They didn't heat the sugar syrup enough to actually dissolve the sugar, or they overheated it and it crystallized. So it had like little crunchy sugar bits in it, and it was just gross. And it totally messed up the cake. We could have eaten it even with the pink snot on it. But it was the chocolate frosting I bought in a can, Duncan Hines. It was so gross. So won't be doing that again. I'll do my own. And then I also, today, I'm making gingerbread biscotti and banana chocolate chip cookies. And those are for my husband's office. They are obsessed with my baking. And they get all whiny if I haven't given them anything in a long time, which I haven't. Because, bar stuff and all that, looking for a job. So, oh, right. They had been supposed to, okay, this is a weird hair. The lighting is doing weird shit to my hair color. Anyway, they were going to announce the winners of the program that I had entered to set up a law office. And apparently, they didn't state the reason why, but I think it's because not enough people applied. But they extended it for a month. And so I'm so annoyed. They were supposed to, they wanted people to start on October 7th, so a couple days ago. And that's how I had filled out the application. That's what it said on the application. And then when October 7th went, I called them and I was like, okay, I thought we were supposed to start like yesterday, so you haven't made the announcement of who won, who's been accepted into the program. And they're accepting 4 to 6 people. And so they said, yeah, they changed the date. So they've now made the deadline, I think, November 10th. So, yeah, so I have no idea if I've been approved for that. If not, then I did. Oh, that's one other thing that I did last week. I had an interview. And I think it went pretty well, but you never know. There might have been candidates that were way better than me, or maybe they might not have liked my personality or something. I don't know. But I haven't heard yet and I don't know if they've made the decision on whether or not I'm coming back for a second interview, which I know there's one more. And so I'm waiting on that. And yeah, so I haven't done anything other than that, I think. I need to go to storage to get our Halloween decorations out. And I'm dreading that because it's packed full of stuff. Including my husband's bicycle, which he hasn't used. And so I don't want to drag all that stuff out. We have to drag it out into the hallway in order to get to the stuff we want. And it's annoying. So anyway, next time I will show you some more project bags and hopefully the needle rolls and some progress on the Boo shawl, which is called Morning Star, and the current shawl and the toffee sweater and the Halloween cross stitch. And hopefully I won't start anything else, except for the fact that I really need to, because I have entered 2 other knitting cowls and I haven't started them, so I probably should. Oh my god, 3. I've joined 3 others and I really need to do them. So I might have 3 additional projects. So anyway, that's it for today, and I hope you're doing all kinds of makey, knitty, crochet-y, sewy stuff. And let me know in the comments what you're doing. And if you feel like it, subscribe. If you're not, that's okay too, because, I know that I ramble and ramble and ramble. At some point, I will introduce you to my kitties. We have 6, and we have one really obnoxious dog. She's little. She's the size of a cat. And we also have a very loud screechy bird, which I think I told you about. And I'm not going to introduce you to her because she's horrible. She bit me before, and it was so awful. She dislocated a tendon in my finger, and I couldn't bend my finger. for several weeks. And they were going to have to do surgery to fix it, but it eventually, when the swelling went down, it went back into place. It's a really tiny, you have a buttonhole tendon in your fingers, in the joints that help make your fingers bend, and she dislocated one of them. So I'm not going to put her on my finger. That's my husband's job. I feed her. That's my job. So anyway, tell me what you're doing for Halloween, and I hope you watch Halloween movies. Okay, here's a job for you this week. Watch at least 2 Halloween movies. Ours will be Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and Zombieland, because we want to go and see Zombieland 2 on, well, it's coming out the 18th, but we'll probably see it. I was thinking we'll do it for our anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 26th. And so, yeah, we'll do that. So, tell me what movies you're going to watch, and then tell me, be honest, if you actually watch them. And do something Halloween-y. Go see something. Go see some decorations and stuff. And I'll take pictures if I do that. And I will let you see them. Okay? Have a good time. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Turn off.